Hey MOTU fans, welcome back to MOTU Review, where everything is forged in plastic and tested by power. Today we're stepping into God tier territory with one of the most powerful and visually insane figures in the entire line, Skelegod from the Masters Universe Revelation series. This isn't just another version of Skeletor, this is what happens when absolute power meets absolute evil.
If the paint's clean, I say it. If the joints are weak, I say it. If the sword looks weird in my hand, you know I'm gonna say it. MOTU real you.
Let's start with the packaging, and right away, this thing looks premium. You got that darker Revelation aesthetic, a lot of deep shadows, glowing energy, and dramatic artwork that really sells the transformation into Skelegod. The front window gives you a full view of the figure, which is great for collectors who like to display in box. Flip it around, and the back art really shines. You get a full showcase of Skelegod in action along with other figures in the line. It builds hype, and honestly, it works. The box itself is sturdy, collector friendly, and consistent with the rest of the line. Nothing groundbreaking structurally, but visually, absolutely delivers. And one of my favorite things is on the very top of the box, you get a lot of hidden hieroglyphics. We have, let's see if I can point some out here. We have the Havoc staff, we have Zor, we have the Horde logo, He-Man logo from the animated series. So this box is absolutely amazing. This figure looks great. What do you say we go ahead and pop this open? Take a really good look at Skelegod. Now this is where Skelegod separates itself from the pack. The sculpt is incredible. Every inch of this figure feels intentional. The armor has this jagged, almost corrupted look, which is infused with raw magical energy. Look at that center chest piece. There's a cracked, glowing core effect that's sculpted right into the H. It's not just painted on, it has depth. That's huge. And the head sculpt, absolutely menacing. Those green glowing eyes, that skeletal grin, it captures that final boss energy perfectly. Compared to standard Skeletor figures, that's a complete evolution. Bigger, sharper, more aggressive. This is easily one of the best sculpts in the entire Revelation line, no question. Here you can see him next to the Skeletor that came with the Bone Throne, and you can just tell and see that height difference. Overall, for sculpt and detail, I give Skelegod a 9.5 out of 10. The paintwork takes that sculpt and pushes it even further. You've got deep purples layered with electric blues and those great glowing effects here in the shoulder pads and then also up in the neck area really pop, especially under good lighting. The dry brush and shadowing help bring out those tiny details. You can see all over the body. I don't know if my cameras can pick this up, but it's just dry brushed all over, getting a nice dark, menacing look. That being said, the dry brushing and shadowing really helps bring out all those tiny details, and even in the armor too. Granted, there's not really a whole lot of dry brushing on the armor, but it just makes the skin and the armor really pop. The energy effects feel alive. It's not flat. It has dimension. On my copy, everything is nice and clean. We have no bleeding of the paint, no sloppy lines. This is the kind of paint job you expect when a figure is meant to stand out and be the top of your display. Overall, paint application, give it a 9.3 out of 10. Now, let's talk accessories. Skelegod comes with a solid set of accessories, interchangeable hands, and an energy-based piece that helps sell this powered up form. So out of the box, you have 2 open hands, and he also comes with 2 gripping hands. So a really nice sculpt on these. See the little spikes and stuff there in the fingers. So makes everything look nice and menacing. I love the black on black look of it. To swap these out, you're just simply gonna pop the hand off at the peg and then pop the new hand right back in. Skeletor also comes with this incredible looking energy blast effect. All you do, it just fits right over his hand like so. So when he's getting ready to unleash the full evil power of Grayskull, he can go ahead and just blast his enemies with a very strong super punch. Now, this is kind of heavy, so you will have to really work with his positioning to get to where he's going to stand up correctly. The energy effect is a very, very nice touch, especially when paired with the sculpt. Lastly, of course, everyone wants to know, how did Skeletor become Skelegod? He does come with his very own power sword. So if you've seen Revelation, the first season, you know that Skeletor does finally get his hands on the Sword of Power, hoists the sword aloft, and says the magic words, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power," and this is what he transforms into. So, one thing I don't really like is that he does not yet have that proper wrist articulation to get the correct sword aloft pose. But the way that he is, and as big and bulky as he is, you still do get a pretty good pose with this character. So honestly, for a character this powerful, I was expecting maybe a little bit more with the accessories. Maybe something like a larger effect piece, a throne, or even a blast accessory would have really pushed this into elite territory, especially if you'd have had the blast effect for the sword. But what's here is good. It just stops just that short of greatness. Accessory wise, I'm giving this thing an 8.5 out of 10. Articulation is where the trade-off comes in. Because of the heavy armor and bulk, you're not getting the same range you'd see on a standard figure. The shoulders and torso are a bit restricted, and that can limit some of the dynamic poses. So, articulation wise, arms can go out, down, forward. Again, not as much because of the shoulder pieces and back. You do still have that bicep curl. You have double joints at the elbows. That hand can swivel and rock. You still do have that ab crunch. You have the waist twist. Legs are not going out at all. These 5 pieces here are really hindering his leg articulation. He can still kick forward. He really can't mule kick that much. Swivel the thigh double joints at the knee, which are very, very tight. I like. Swivel at the boot cut, and that foot can rock forward and back and side to side. So you do have also a removable cape. It is just a soft goods cape. I really do like the two-tone purple of this cape. No, maybe it's 3. You have the dark purple, the darker purple, and a light purple here. You also have these little medallions at the edge of the cape, kind of weigh it down. To put it in place, you have this little clip here, and then a clip also back here on the back. You just simply reach up and slide it into place. The chest armor is removable. You have little straps right here where you can take them off. The gauntlets on the wrist are also removable. So if you're wanting a nearly naked Skeletor, you can do so if you would like. All that being said, articulation wise, I'm definitely giving this thing an 8.4 out of 10. The shoulder pads really do hinder his movement. Still a nice piece overall. Now let's talk shelf presence, because this is where Skelegod dominates. He is bigger, bulkier, and instantly draws your eye. Put him next to He-Man, or in this case, the 40th anniversary release of He-Man, or a stand-up Skeletor, and there's no comparison. He becomes the centerpiece immediately. This is your final boss, your endgame display piece. Everything about this design demands attention, and he earns it. Size and display, we're looking at a 9.4 out of 10. All right, let's add up the total. Packaging, we got an 8.8 out of 10. Sculpt and detail 9.5. Paint 9.3. Accessories 8.5. Articulation 8.4. Size and display 9.4. That gives a final score of Skelegod a 9 out of 10. This is definitely the best figure that we have reviewed so far in this Revelation line. Skelegod is everything you want from a top tier villain figure. Amazing sculpt, strong paint, and incredible shelf presence. A few small limitations keep it from perfection, but make no mistake, this is a must have if you're building out your Revelation lineup. Remember, here at MOTU Review, everything is forged in plastic, tested by power. If you like this review, hit that like button. Subscribe for more MOTU Review, and I'll see you next time.